item is an object. Oh hell, I goofed up there. Alright, now regular items should be obtainable. We kind of borked regular items there with that one. Okay. Okay, so what happened over here? So container is still null. What the hell? This was working before. What did I do to break it? I know I fixed some things and removed some other things. Maybe somewhere in there I took something out that I shouldn't have. So item container calls this. Well, it doesn't call this directly. It calls some other thing. Calls item container. So if not item, return null. Else if item is that. Else if it's a weapon, then return weapons. So it seems to be returning on false for this one. And actually it didn't even go there. I didn't bring that over here, did I? No. So why did it not stop off over here for? So if item is null, return a null. I'm just going to put breaks on everything, every line that I can. Yeah, so interesting that says it's undefined. So we come over here. So item is obviously not null. Add a plus, say item dot e type ID is 1. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, because it's a right. We're looking at the data item, game item version of it right now. So we're just taking the game item and we want to shove it into the thing with the new formatting. So we're not quite at the other stage yet. So that should work. So if I add item dot e type ID equals 1, it's true. However, it then goes to else if. Okay, so this is on line 4854 of objects. $48.54. So I just want to comment this out for a second. All right. So now, var test1 equals data manager dot is item. Var test2 equals data manager dot is weapon item. Var test3 equals data manager dot is armor. Then we're going to say, let's put something there, Labberjack equals randomness. Something that we can stick a breakpoint on. That's returning a true. We know it is. It has to be. Unless item isn't a game item. That's an interesting idea and question. Okay. Well, we have item here, so I guess we could check it here. Item is item instance of game item. It's not a game item because it's just data. So that could also be the problem. So let's change this from is not instance of to not instance of this. So that means anything that's not one of these. Well, it didn't even stop there. That was interesting. Oh, because item was null? No, item wasn't null. Oh, shh. Okay, never mind me. I'm just brain farting around and stuff. If item is null, then do this stuff, because then it'll work even better, because it'll just explode in fiery bits and chunks, and it will be epic. Okay. Ah, damn it. Turned it. Oh no, it didn't. Never mind. I thought it kicked in there again, but it didn't. Okay, now we should have stuff. Alright, so false undefined. That's awesome. How do we have it undefined? What the crap? So it's still got a problem. It's still not a game item. It sure isn't an instance of... It's like if I say if item is not instance of game item, that's false. Because it is a game item? No. So that's just throwing out falses all over the place. Okay. So So it just says item is an object. It doesn't specify what the object is. Obviously it's a data object because we've got all the data in there. Traits and whatnot. But it's just an object. So maybe we'll just have to bite the bullet and make those changes now. To the parameter names. It's not that really that, well, it's kind of a big deal, but also not kind of a big deal. Just a matter of taking out all the underscores and finding all the places where we're using those underscores as well. Most of them should be in the plugin JS file, thankfully. But there might be some elsewhere that we'll need to deal with. So control, find, underscore, place it with nothing. Oh right, God, 20,000, Jesus, there. What the hell? It keeps wanting to do... It's supposed to be, oh, there we go. It wasn't switching over properly. There we go. Same thing here. Now what the hell? It just goes away automatically. Yeah, I don't think it did that one properly. Only the ones that are accessed, we'll put them back in for that. These ones aren't accessed directly, they're accessed through that getter function that we created for it, so we'll leave those in and final as well. So we need to put them back in. Well, that's how it works. Change a few things, realize you didn't need to change them, so you unchange them, then rechange them again because you realize, oh wait, no, I did need to change them. In this case, you probably don't need to change them back, which is good, but there are a lot of places where they got changed. Okay, Okay, so now these will have the exact same, well, almost the exact same format. Some of them we'll have to change, we'll have to deal with because we changed it, sort of. Like for example, well, actually we did change this, didn't we? It's I type instead of E item type or whatever it is. This is really crappy. This instance of should be matching it correctly. Yeah, so they're created through JSON data. They're not being created through a constructor. So how does one tell if it's a JSON object? I'm almost certain that this is from frickin' I'm almost certain this is from this could be from whatchamacallit. This looks very similar to the code from MV. Though maybe not necessarily, but it does look like it. Really does look like it. Okay. Is the function or class from which it was constructed. And here's plain object. So if true because all objects are inherited from object. Okay, so if we just say if it's an instance of object. I'm hoping this doesn't nuke it because things are like inherited from objects or something, but yeah, that probably will because game instance weapon, it's a type of object. We've constructed it from an object prototype. So could we do this and is not and this is probably not working either because I changed the so I'm going to change all that back now. Because the property for it in here is not that, it's iType. Let's see what this does. Okay, so item container, go. It's still loading undefined. Damn it. So, item instance of object, which is true. And not item instance of game instance weapon becomes false. Because it's well, if you say that it's not one of instance, okay, let's do this. Just for the hell of it, I'm just gonna say object, and we'll see what happens. If this throws an error because it doesn't exist, is undefined, or doesn't, it says is undefined property or whatever, we'll know that that object is catching the game instance as well, and then what we'll do is we'll flip them. We'll put the game instance check first. Then if it's not a game instance, it'll go to the next one down, which is instance of object, which will catch it. I think that'll be our have to be our fallback or our way of fixing that. So true. Okay, so what the hell? Oh, container is undefined because we have to. Yeah. Okay. That is normal. That should be undefined because we haven't. Actually, I could just go find Labberjack. There's only one place in this whole damn file that's going to be at, and that's here. So all we have to do is just uncomment this now, and then we need to rerun this. Okay, let's just take it off of there. So container is now an empty array. Good. So now we should get. There we go. Finally. Okay, we got thing up here. Okay, so now let's see what happens when we go to item. Take off this one. Alright, so we're still not getting anything here. This data is undefined. Well, it's because we don't have a break anywhere. I don't think we need anything here. Oh, that's all the breakpoints. Never mind, we don't have any more breakpoints over here in our item stuff. So all items. All items. Game party objects. Game party all items. Has max items, gain item. Consume all is all dead on player mask menu. Blah 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 blah. Where are the all items?